Hello, I'm happy you're here. Welcome to the first video of an 11 video series documenting me getting ready for my half marathon. Currently, my half marathon is 37 days away and I have not run for at least a week. You hear my children playing upstairs. Yes, I have them. They're here, as you can tell. But we're going to document, we're going to do 2 videos a week. Planning on Mondays and Thursdays, we are going to be documenting this entire last half of half marathon training. Okay? Okay. And of course, since it's me, we will be doing this all vlog style. So you're going to be able to get to see little bits and bobs of regular life as well as the half marathon training part. Also, do not take this like super chipper intro as me doing well mentally. The mental health is precarious at best today, but let's see what we're planning for this video. Let me get up my really technical half marathon training for beginners screenshot that I got off of Google last year when I did last year's half marathon. Today we are planning to do a 5K or do cross training, and then we will do a long run of 10 miles after that. I have no idea how that's gonna go. I have not run a long run for 4 weeks. I think the longest run I've done during this training has been 8 miles, and I've missed the last 2 long runs. So it will be an adventure. We're going to find out if I can cope. Who's ready? Who's ready to see? Who's ready to find out? I personally am a little nervous. So just having myself a little banana at the moment. The biggest thing with running in the summer is just trying to figure out what time of the day is a good time of the day to go out. Just heat-wise, weather-wise, sun-wise, all of this. It's like 73 degrees out right now, and I was like, oh, well, that's 1 p.m., which it is currently. How hot is it at like 6 p.m.? 74. At least it won't be direct sun on the top of me, but sure, a 6 p.m. run sounds fine. Maybe we'll push it to 6:30. Maybe depending on when the sun sets, we'll push it to 7. It's only a 5K. It's gonna take me 40-ish minutes when all is said and done, going down my driveway, running the run, and coming back. So we could go out a little later. I just don't want to be hot. I don't. I think it would just be too hard to convince myself to go out, which obviously it is. It has been hard to convince myself to go out. I have been home for my trip for 4 days, 3 or 4 days, and I've not gotten myself out to do a training sesh for this half marathon. It's been a little difficult. I'm feeling really brave. I took my kids grocery shopping and shoe shopping, and I'm okay. I'm okay. I am making big old burrito, which might be a bad idea before trying to do a run. And then maybe I'll skip out on doing a run and do a workout instead. Who knows? This burrito is huge. Yum, I'm so excited. The kids are upstairs with Dave while he works on a house project, putting in some shelves and things. So I'm going to eat this burrito. It's currently 6:10. Listen, if I haven't run in over a week, you know I'm flaky enough to skip this run. I guess we'll just have to see what happens. What is that? Don't worry about it. Ugh, listen, this low mental health right now is kicking my butt. I always find that when I'm in like these low mental health spaces, it's extra hard to obviously get the motivation to do things that would help your mental health. It's just like you're eating your tail. Like, I know that physical activity would improve my mental health, but my mental health is so much so that I can't. It's hard to get myself to then that physical activity space, even if it's just walking. Like, it doesn't need to be a run. If I was just walking, pump out like 10 squats and a few calf raises, like anything where movement would be helpful. Last night I just slunk. I sat and I read for like 4.5, almost 5 hours last night, which is also nice for mental health, but I think sometimes I used reading as more of an escape and ignore instead of like enjoying a hobby. But it was nice to carve out quiet pockets of yesterday and do that. So now I am on like what I try to do when I'm like, okay, I have very low motivation, but I have a lot of things that I want to do. So this is just phase one, is just clean. Does not matter what's going on the day. It doesn't matter if you're about to come out and eat. It doesn't matter if you showered last night. Like, I get out, I shower, like full wash, floss, brush your teeth, and listen to like music that I would listen to if I was running or cleaning or something like that. Like, I really tie music to the activity. So I was just listening to music that I would listen to on a run. So my body is already like starting to get into that more like let's do stuff space, which is great, which is definitely needed. And honestly, I also think something that's also contributing to the low motivation is I'm at the very end of my period. So like hormonal wise, like it's just harder to get that get up and go going on. So that's phase one. I'm clean. I'm going to get dressed. I'm going to go outside. We have a morning planned with some friends to go out on the boat. So that's also going to be like outside time, which is also hitting another thing, being social, community aspect. And I am feeling pretty good that by the time the afternoon hits, I will be ready to run. And today is the day that the 5K is supposed to be scheduled for. I was just trying to do it a day early so that way I could just have a full boat day and just relax for the rest of it. But it's okay if today's like the do stuff day and yesterday was the sit around and mope day. That happens. 'Tis life, the push and pull, the awe and anguish, okay? So if you came to these running videos because you're like, oh, just straight up running motivation, this is real life. This is going to be vlog style. I will talk about my mental health in vague terms. Like I'm trying not to like overindulge too much or show too much of like the absolute despair, but I will talk about it. So if you're into that, please stick around. We've got 10 more of these videos. Like I've been thinking about just scrapping this one, but where's the life in that, you know? All right, we gotta get the kids ready. I gotta get myself ready to go on an outing. The going outside, the getting some sunshine, being on the lake was so good. Having some company, doing some hanging out, so good. And now it's time for the next phase, which is like drink water, tidy the space. We're at like 3:30 right now and it is 85 degrees outside. So I'm gonna drink some water. I'm going to tidy the space, which mostly entails me folding some laundry. And then I think after a light dinner, because we've been outside in the heat, like I'm not feeling like super overly hungry, then I think then we'll be able to achieve the run that we have planned. That is the goal. We got to take care of that mental health first to be able to get the motivation to go to do the run. That will help the mental health, which will help the motivation, which will help us go on the run. So we're just gonna try to feed the wheel a little bit. Oh my gosh, it hurts and I knew it would hurt. It's just annoying, you know? My wildlife counter is up to 2. We had a mouse at the beginning and that's too slow to get my camera out, but just saw a deer. That's what happens when you run in the evening in Maine. You're gonna see some wildlife. We're not done yet though. About half a mile to go and then we can be done. After the run last night, trash bag, can we just maybe move this? After the run last night, I pretty much had to jump right into the bedtime routine and stuff with the kiddos, but honestly, I'm not surprised at all that that run felt so bad. Because last week, while I did do 2 runs, I was in the Welsh countryside with the steepest hills, so it was never a consistent run. I had to stop and walk because those hills were crazy. Not like nothing I've ever run before. Like I don't do a lot of trail running or like mountain running or anything like that. So having a 600 plus foot elevation gain in like 2.5 miles was more than I've ever done. So because of that, it's been a long time since I've done a consistent run where I have not stopped to walk. So it just felt like I was running as a pre-oiled Tin Man. Like everything was stiff. My hamstring was going on the back of my left leg, like the front part of my hip was going, and my left foot, I don't know what's been happening, but for at least a month now, like everything inside of my foot hurts. Like everything on the bottom part of my foot hurts. Like I need to do where you like use a tennis ball or something and like roll out the bottom of my foot. I should probably ice it and heat it, honestly, but have not. So I'm just gonna take a quick little look at the run yesterday and we'll kind of go over it. I'm actually very shocked that it came out to less than 12 minutes a mile. I was surprised. The first mile I was dipping, I had started at around like 12:30 a mile, like for a pace. A lot of my first mile is either flat or it's at a decline, so I was able to make up that time and get somewhere around 11 minutes for the first mile pace. Honestly, I think that that's really what helped keep my average at 11:33. While it's not my best time or best outing, and it was really the first run that I've been able to do the full mileage consistently without stopping, I'm feeling okay about the 11:33 average pace. Like more than okay, like I'm feeling really good about that. 180 feet of elevation gain over the span of the 5 kilometers, so it's again fine, and my max pace was 9:15 a mile. It just feels for me like a very average run. According to my phone, the temperature was about 73 degrees, which honestly was really perfect. It was such a nice evening run. I managed to wear pants, didn't have to worry about shorts, and then since I was out in the sun all day, like it was nice to have a cooler, shadier run. So honestly, coming back, doing a 5K at that pace felt good. I'm still very nervous about what a 10-mile run is going to do to me this afternoon. I'm going to give myself 2 hours, so that way if I have to stop and walk, which I'm going to try not to, I'm just going to try to slow my pace way down and just try to keep like running-ish strides. Oh, that's another thing. My form felt so trash yesterday, which it makes sense, like very stiff, very robotic. It did not feel smooth. It did not feel natural. I've been trying this time during this training for this half marathon, because this is my 3rd half marathon that I'm training for. I wanted to focus a lot more on my form, and I was hoping to maybe do a lot more running goals this year as well, but I've just not done that. Like I wanted to get a sub 35K and a sub 1 hour 10K, but I have not been dedicating enough time to those running goals to expect me to reach them. But to try to keep in like the mental health gain and just trying to just feel better here to actually get me out there to run, I've been trying to do a little bit of a tidy today, so I think I'm gonna go through and do another, try to just clear the space, clear mind. And oh, also another thing with the run plus being out in the sun on the boat, I had amazing sleep. Like I was just out. So that's another benefit to like the mental health space that also just like feeds the running bit, like able to get my body that rest to recover and just like feel a bit better. We're gonna try a little cleaning. I'm gonna water my peace lily. She looks a little droopy, not nearly as bad as before I left for my trip last week, but a little water, she'll perk right back up. She's literally, it was up yesterday. But yeah, just I'm gonna clear the space, have a clear space, have a clear mind, and then do a 10-mile run this afternoon with literally no expectations except for doing all 10 miles, I think. Like, I'm not gonna worry about the speed of it. I'm going to try to pick a relatively flat path. I don't want anything too strenuous. I just want to do it and just go the distance, if you will. I feel like I have not done one of the biggest things that you should do for your mental health, and that is avoid scrolling. Today has been like too scrolly, but I'm not wearing my watch. I've got about an hour until I am planning to go for this long run, and my stomach has not been happy. So it's just gonna be like another layer, but it's not bad enough where I want to call off the run. So we are going to, right now, try to just reset. And by resetting, I mean continue on this tidy train. I just got done last month attempting a 30-day decluttering series. So you can find that playlist on my channel if you're interested in that sort of part of life. But right now I need to do something about the laundry mountains accumulating everywhere, and maybe then my brain will feel a little freer. I won't be scrolling my phone because I'll be moving and grooving, and then once Dave gets back and I help him unload the truck from the home DIY projects he's got going on, then I can leave for my run. I don't know what my kids are doing. Oh, goodness me. All right, before we even start, I feel like there is something poking and scratching on the inside, like seam of my running shorts. So that is a great start. I'm gonna do the hydration pack on this one. A little over a mile in, and I'm kind of doing the same pace as yesterday. Now it's just to see if I can maintain it. It's almost time to turn around. I haven't stopped yet, so some positives, you know? My legs still feel like cinder blocks though. Don't mind the robot vacuum sounds. Let me just pause him, hold on. I don't know how I managed to not stop for that entire time, but I did. And I swear, any run that is more than 5-6 miles, I feel like I live 1,000 lifetimes. I go through like all stages of grief, all stages of life. I feel like literally just I've lived and died 1,000 lives on a single run. My knees are screaming, and I need to be better about adding in ab workouts that incorporate side to side, like twisting movements, and I need to incorporate hip movements that really help build this muscle to help drive my legs forward, because I feel like sometimes I just start going through the motions, and that's when you're that's when you'll hurt yourself. And I don't want to hurt myself if I can prevent it. Also, something primal happens once dusk hits. I went out like 20 minutes later than I wanted to, so it got dark. It was dark at the end. Surprisingly, no wildlife encounters. I may have seen a bat. That I think is the closest thing we got to a wildlife encounter, but I did get barked at twice, 2 different dogs. Let's just check. You did see it took me a little over 2 hours. It took me 2 hours and 1 minute and 11 seconds. This is my slower pace. This feels like my recovery pace. I have not done a long run for 3 weeks, I think. And this same run last year, like this, because I'm doing the same running program I did last year to prepare for my half marathon. This same run, this 10-mile run, was also where I struggled. And I do have a video of that because I was doing Vlogust. We were in Ohio at the time, and it was hot, and I struggled really hard. Elevation gain over this 10-mile run was 388 feet. And let me just tell you my splits for each mile. Mile 1, 11 minutes 35 seconds. Okay, that's about, I feel like, my average pace. If I was gonna do an average pace, that's somewhere around that. Second mile was 12 minutes 17 seconds. Third mile was 12 minutes 16 seconds. Fourth, 12 minutes 11 seconds. 12 minutes 31 seconds. 12 minutes 21 seconds. 11 minutes 23 seconds. 11 minutes 42 seconds. 12 minutes 3 seconds. And then 12 minutes 34 seconds for my 10th mile. Honestly, I feel okay with that. My average pace was 12 minutes 5 seconds per mile, which honestly I feel good about, especially since like I said, my legs feel like absolute cinder blocks. They are aching. 1, 2, 3. It's been 4 weeks since I've done a run over 5 miles. So 4 weeks ago, I did an 8-mile run, and that is the longest run that I have done. That run, my average pace was 11 minutes, 35 seconds, which I feel like is more like my distance speed that I've currently worked to. I would like to work on getting faster, but right now all I can work on is being consistent, and I think that has to be the main focus, because you can't get faster if you're not consistently working at it. So I need to just put my blinders on to all other goals and just focus on being consistent. My biggest thing I would like to do for this half marathon versus when I ran this half marathon last year is I would like to not stop running. And I think that's just going to come down to not coming out too hot out of the gate, because last year I was trying to keep up with my friend Bradwin, and that is just not a good approach for me. So this year I'm gonna let him go ahead, see if he can do a sub-2 half marathon, like wish each other well right at the starting line, and then I think I'm going to have a much better race outcome if I run my own race. Even though it has been really great to have a running partner, just have a friend that is going to the same exact race as you, so you can ride together. It was really nice last year. We rode together, chit-chatted and all of that, so that was really fun and special, but we don't have to run together during the race, because I pulled him back and he pushed me beyond a point that was sustainable for me, just because I wanted to keep up. So if I do that, I should be fine, because what's a half marathon but another 5K on what I did today? So technically this weekend, between these last 2 runs, I've done a half marathon. Now I just need to put them together. I need to look into getting running gels again, I think, and start working them into my long runs, which is why I have actually been practicing with running with my hydration vest, which I want to get some reflective strips, I think, for this, because like I said, it got dark pretty fast. I need to try things like the energy gels, because I think for longer runs like this, anything that goes over an hour, I would like to have like a little extra boost. I can do it without, I just did it without. And if it was daytime and still about the same weather, because that weather was nice, I could have pushed for another 5K. It would have hurt, and I might have walked at some point, but I could have done the distance. That's gonna be it for this video. I hope that you're enjoying it. There's going to be another one out on Thursday, so make sure you subscribe, stick around. It's just gonna be a lot of vloggy stuff, my life, the mental health side of running and getting myself motivated to run. It's just how it is right now, I guess. Like, I'm not forcing it to be this. This is just what my life is at the moment. So I hope you'll stick around. I do feel a lot more motivated when there's some outside pressure. So thank you for being here. Let me know if there's anything run related that you want to see more of, and I will see you in the next one.